trying to get out of working out and actually going hard, seeking vices, fucking using drugs at every fucking turn to numb their pain instead of handling it head on like a real motherfucker. I saw all these weaknesses and I saw how fucking how just disgusting it looked to me, and I had to expel all those weaknesses from my life. So I quit using everything. I held myself extremely accountable to the things at which I saw as negative traits someone possessed. So the eating of snacks and getting fat and fucking feeling like shit, actually being physically soft. So just over time, I saw that the definition of what people saw as hard was so fucking flawed because everybody was just consistently doing what was easiest for them. So how is that the definition of hard? So I went the opposite route. I turned down the snacks. I turned down the drugs. I truly pushed myself in every fucking workout. And I just knew I could create something that these dudes hadn't seen before. You see, the key to self-mastery is through what we ingest. If we're consistently ingesting shit that we regret, if we're consistently ingesting shit that causes us to fucking fill our heads with negativity, if we're consistently acting in a fucking manner that we cry about later, like these supposed tough guys, myself included, this was a self-realization I came to that was painful because I was one of these people. I was one of the top people like this, looking a certain way, acting a certain way, but truly being soft on the inside when I needed to be hard, when I needed to be a real man. So as I saw this going on, I would consistently push my people to be their strongest. I would create assets around me because that was the only way I was getting out of that situation alive. In a situation like the pen, Cali inmate, GP, you're falling if your people fall. If you go down, I'm going down with you. So I have to create strengths upon everybody around me. I have to expel their weaknesses. And so how do you do that? You cannot possess them on your own. The second you possess what you're telling someone to quit, you're a hypocritical motherfucker, and you need to really look within and realize that you're doing exactly what you're telling people not to. But the thing is that to consistently see these supposed tough guys putting themselves in situations that they regretted, that caused their families pain, that fucking caused them pain, and just consistently always saying, I'm gonna change it, but not being strong enough to change it, I just saw that as such a weakness and so bitch made that I really had to separate myself from that type of behavior. Don't get it fucked up when you don't think the rules which garner respect for us as individuals are non-negotiable. These are not negotiable terms. We know what we respect or not. Do you respect dope fiends? No, you fucking don't. Nobody does. And this is the fucking thing. Why are we so confused? Why is the definition of hard so misconstrued to where a kid goes and blasts somebody and then goes and cries about it? Oh, hey, real hard. That was real hard. You look real hard in tears right now. You look real hard. But the thing is a lot of these guys will never change. They'll always say they will. I just hope that they fucking find it one day. I mean, I've met some of the best motherfuckers, some of the downest motherfuckers. I mean, my boy Charlie Brown, this fool's an old school cat. I mean, they got him on paperwork as an AB affiliate, the whole nine. He's from Modesto. He's a white boy. Motherfucker makes my arms look small. They got to bring out the attachment for the blood pressure machine when they're taking his shit because he got 23s, you know. And this fool's the OG cat. He's got the 500 club record for all lifts at Folsom. I mean, this motherfucker was like a father to me. He was super OG, and he would always put me through game, but then he would slip on the same shit that he would tell me not to do, and that don't do as I do as I say type shit is lame as fuck. So when I finally got into a position where I was helping my people, I lived by my fucking word. And that's what I do out here. That's what I do on my Instagram page. That's what I do with my coaching. That's what I'm trying to show people, is that these are actions. These are not fucking mere words we say. These are not books we fucking read. Quotes are the wisdom of the ages. But when you fucking agree with a quote or a saying or a phrase or some motivation, if you don't apply that to your motherfucking life, you will fall under what is called the law of diminishing intent. That just means that every time you don't see something through that you intend on doing, it makes it harder and harder and harder for you to do it. So when I got to the point where I needed to quit, I cut everything cold turkey and never fucking went back, because I'm aware of these laws that exist in the universe, because I watch it happen. You can't watch something like karma happen all the time and not fucking believe that it exists. If a man is fucking right, his world will be right. And I take the right road now, and let me tell you, this works. That other shit doesn't. 100 fucking times I'm gonna have to tell you guys, I'm that motherfucker. That's why I look like this. I blast motherfuckers. I done the whole 9. You check my paperwork. I did the fucking 10 years. I did the fucking assault with the fucking deadly weapon. It caused the massive injuries and took everybody's shit when I wanted it. When I got high and became a fucking idiot, the mask came on. The whole fucking 9. But what the fuck, man? I got another chance now. They gave me another chance. They gave me another chance, and I'm going to take it. A lot of people don't. A lot of people fall back into that same bullshit. And you know how much more pain it causes you when you continually, when you get older and you know you shouldn't do shit and you continually fucking do it, the pain gets greater and greater. It doesn't lessen. It's almost less when you're younger, but I still will always stress the fact that it's more simple than we make it. It's golden rule type fucking shit. Do unto others. Nobody wants that negativity thrown on them. Nobody wants the old me at their doorstep. So I'm not going to create an old me next to me. I'm not a fool. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to create assets around me, everybody on my team, all my friends, my family. I'm going to push them the advice that worked for me. A lame-ass motherfucker does the opposite. Takes people down the road that he know ain't even working for him. I don't even understand it. But the thing is I've been around plenty of the fucking heavy hitters. And the greatest OGs that I've been around, they always tell me, Wes, stay out. They'll even say, hey, guess what? If you come back, I'm going to be pissed. And they're not saying it like I got something coming. They're like, I'm going to be disappointed that you ruined that chance you had. That chance at a new fucking life. I seen so many people get their lives taken in the pen. Northerners turning people into pin cushions. For fucking, they can't use dope. Motherfucker gets caught using dope. They're on that motherfucker poking him for fucking 30 minutes. Sick ass cops want to see that shit happen. Motherfuckers are at the window looky-looing that shit. And here I am sitting back like, God damn, dude. Act like you've seen this shit before, you new ass motherfuckers. All this shit is always going to be repetitive. It's always going to play out. And don't think you're ever protected. Okay, I seen a fucking old ass black fool and another dude get in an argument with a youngster. And he told the youngster, he said, don't go to fucking sleep tonight. This is at a level 2. And what you guys don't understand is when a motherfucker comes into a Cali pen with 10 years, he starts level fucking 4. If his charges were like mine are, you start level 4. Okay? Especially back then when the point system was 48 points level 4. You start level 4, and if you don't get in trouble, you slowly drop. I've seen a kid come in level 3, and off of window cover write-ups and a few dirty drug tests from weed in-house, get himself to level 4. Get himself to Salinas Valley. Fuck his life up. But the thing is, that back to the story about the black fools. The dude told the dude, don't go to sleep tonight. This is a level 2. And he's telling the other fool, you already disrespected me. Don't go to sleep. The youngster thinks he's just bullshitting because he's a shot out older dude who can't really do nothing physically. The motherfucker goes and grabs the steel drain from the showers. He goes and grabs that motherfucker, okay? It's 10 pounds, 8 pounds, sharp as fuck. He grabs the steel drain, he puts it in a shower bag, a mesh bag, okay? And this motherfucker's sleeping. And all you dudes are talk shit about a level 2. You've probably never seen this at one. But the fucker's sleeping. And the dude twists the shower grate up in a fucking bag. Like a fucking... And he just whacks the fool in his face while he's sleeping about 5 times. Okay? That was one of the most sickening things I've ever fucking seen. I think the fool name was YG or KY or something. Motherfuckers who were at that spot with me, go ahead and throw that shit in the comments. You know that shit was sick as fuck. But I mean, I've seen the fucking worst shit and they all regret it. That dude, he's not getting out. Do you think he fucking wished he did that shit? I mean, this type of shit, the knowledge we possess, the people we are, it is instilled in our soul through life. You can't learn it through books. I can't tell you about the pen and have you learn about it. It's not a fucking Nat Geo episode. You don't want to experience that. That's the most pain you'll ever feel. When the judge tells you you just get sentenced for 10 and your chick's pregnant in the fucking courtroom, they throw you back in the holding tank, you just got 10. That fucking stupid ass Avatar movie's playing over and over and over and over. And you're just sick to your fucking stomach. I just got fucking 10. It don't even seem real. And then they send you over to CJ. You're waiting. You talk to your neighbor. Fool's name's Brown from Logan. Doing 11. He just came off 11 in the shoe. He said, Wes, you got it. Wes, be strong, man. This is going to be a rough trip for you. He gave me some good advice. He's like, I'm going home, but I'm getting out of state. I'm getting out of here. This place will wash you so fucking quick. And guess what? I'm sitting there. I'm sitting in CJ. We're in Seg. I'm getting transferred. I'm about to go upstate. I came from Vista, and then I went to CJ, which is downtown jail in Dago. And Frosty's there. Frosty from IB Rascals. And he just caught life. He just caught a hot one. He told... Every night, that fool would just be doing burpees. Thum, 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 thum. This fool was a fucking 260-pound white boy with red hair. Tatted with snowmen all over his shit. IB Rascals. Boom, 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 boom. Crazy-ass motherfucker. Big-ass fool. He said, Wes, I'm hitting the 4 right now. I got a lot of enemies. It's going to go down. Damn. On the prison bus with all these motherfucking thugs. I'm about to get dropped off at the pen. Done it so many fucking times, I can't even name it. I used to like the feeling of flipping it around and knowing that some new kid was feeling that. What I used to feel when I first got on the bus and I was scared. I used to get pumped up off that. Be like, hey, youngster, I got you, fool. Like, it's all good. Like, chill out. You're going to be fine. And you can't tell nobody they're going to be fine. They're pumping it up in their head. They saw Shawshank Redemption. They fucking, oh, fuck, I'm going to get off the bus right now. Fools are going to be just staring at me through the fence and shit. But, so on the bus, don't fucking say a motherfucking word. Don't say a fucking word. Those transport COs, they will beat the dog shit out of you if you say something. If you even act like you're about to move or make a fucking move, you might get fucking shot. There's one sitting at the back with a motherfucking shotgun. There's one sitting at the front, and there's one driving. If you try to go anywhere, you're getting fucking blasted. If you say anything, you're getting punched in your motherfucking face. And they do use our terminology. Because one time I was on there with the motherfucker Moody from SFV, or actually Lancaster, and you know, he was talking a little too much. Transport cop just walks over all calm. This fool was gangster as shit. Big ass fool. Fucking fool was just jacked. He comes over all calm and he goes, bah! Shut the fuck up, bitch. Don't talk on my bus. And we're just all, oh, fuck. We're white. So we're like, motherfucker. We're automatically pissed at Moody. Pissed at him. He just got punched by that cop, but we got his back. So we know as soon as we get off the bus, we got to ride on this cop. We got to fucking ride on him. He just punched one of our people. It don't matter if it's a homie. It don't matter if it's a black. It don't matter if it's a cop. It don't matter if it's a CO wearing greens, man. You got to ride on him if your boy gets hit. If your boy hits a cop, if your boy wiles out and takes off on a cop, you have to ride or you're getting whacked. How fucked is that? You're around a bunch of liabilities. You're around a bunch of people on drugs. You're around some people who ain't getting out. And if they decide to punch a cop, if they decide to whack a cop, you have to jump on that cop too. So in this story, it was me and some of my cats. We're sitting there and we know what's got to go down. We're getting off the bus and we talk to him. We say, hey, dog, we got you. It's time. We're going to ride for you. And he talks everyone down out of it. He actually had rank on everyone. This motherfucker had rank on all of us by far. And he talks everyone down out of it. He said, no, we ain't doing shit for that. He's like, I was out of line, and we ain't riding on them. And there was a couple, white boy from Shasta, and there was a couple other cats fucking that they didn't like that call, but this is our higher up. That's the call he made. Like, this fool outranked the shit out of us. So, I mean, it was just all we had to do. But a lot of people didn't like that call. I was okay with that. Honestly, you guys, I may tell all these war stories. I may talk about work I've put in, but I wanted to fucking come home. I thought some of the rules were fucking stupid, and I think that one is massively crazy, that if one of your crazy-ass boys takes off on a cop, that you have to. And you ain't gonna catch 5 for that. You're gonna get beat up for 5 fucking days by a bunch of fucking goon squad, swole-ass COs. You're gonna get beat up for 5-6 days from them. And then you're gonna catch 5-6 years, if not 10, if not a life sentence. You better not hurt one of them too bad. You're getting life for sure. The city's picking it up. You're done. Your life's over. Because some JCat motherfucker, JCat is what we call a crazy fool. A JCat motherfucker wanted to hit a cop, wanted to take off on him, couldn't control his emotions, and now we're fucked. So this is why it's such a massive thing in the system to be emotionally stable. We don't let our people take meds. If you're white and you're GP, you do not take any meds. I don't care what you have, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, whatever the fuck you have, you ain't taking no pills. You ain't taking shit. We need you at top fucking level. We don't need a liability. We don't need a mental case. We don't need someone who's going to start us no drama. We need top-notch soldiers. So this is why that's a rule. There's no fucking meds taken. I've had people write me and they say, well, what if I have this? And what if I have that? And what if I have this? What if I have insomnia? What if I get claustrophobic? Motherfucker, you better drop all that shit. That shit don't exist in there. There's a few things, and you guys might not like this, but there's a few things that I've noticed do not exist in the pen, and that's anxiety, that's depression, and that's fucking just overall mental disorders that are controllable. I know that people are diagnosed with that shit out here, but that shit don't exist in prison. Why? Because it can't exist in prison. We won't let it exist. People may be going through something, but they're forced to just sack it up. You can't call the cop over and tell him, I'm feeling claustrophobic. You'll get your ass beat. He'll say, what the fuck did you say? You're what? Oh, fuck that, open the door. I'll probably come in and whoop the shit out of you. You're not gonna fucking tell your boys, I have anxiety, I need medication. You're not gonna fucking tell a cop, I need to see medical, I have anxiety. It's not gonna happen. Motherfuckers are gonna check your medical slip. That's a thing in prison. You don't go nowhere. You don't talk to no one. You don't do anything without permission. One of your boys is rolling with you everywhere you go. We call it shadowing, and nobody is going anywhere alone, ever. It's complete fucking adherence to our rules 24/7. This is why I'm so militant still. I've seen people drop shit in the comments like, Wes isn't even happy. He's not chill. He has no chill in him. Motherfucker, take your own advice, man. I'm perfectly fine. I love the life I live. The intensity I keep fucking propels me in every goal I have. And I wish this upon people. It's a great feeling for a man to have this, as long as he keeps it in check. There is a lot of solid white dudes in the prison system. There's a lot of fucking drama, though, and it's few and far between that you'll catch any of them that live by some true character. I probably met a handful the whole time I've been down, but it's just a reality of the situation. Some people just really haven't been held to the highest standards of being a quality friend or just human in general. They don't really understand, and that, like I've said before, that's why I was such a good leader, because I would lead by action. I would make sure I was up. I would make sure I did my workouts. I would make sure I got my results so that I got the youngsters to want to work out. Now, the shot out fools who don't even look good and they're saying, hey, we got to get this routine in, that don't really make people want to work out. The kid's just thinking, I don't want to look like you, fool. Like, you don't even look good. Like, it don't even seem like your workouts work. I'm going to go hit that shit with Wes. I'm going to go hit the bars, man. That fool on jack mode, So one thing that continually gets me, because I talk to a lot of people who've done time, or they've been through some shit, or they went through a massive event in life that changed them, and they tell me about how when the times were tough, they were really grinding. They were really programming hard. They were really pushing themselves. So one thing that's always hard for me to accept is how do you get away from that? Because me personally, I love living in that zone. Yeah, I'm intense. Yeah, I get it, but I like it. It pushes me. Comfort kills me. I can't just sit there when I know what I'm capable of, when I know I could reach a higher potential by just staying uncomfortable, by pushing, by never letting up. Like, so to brag about the past you, when you say, hey, I used to do time and I did it this way and this was this and that, you're almost fucking just talking shit on the present you. Because why ain't you that no more, man? You were that then, why ain't you that now? To steadily progress is life. Death is to regress. There is no fucking stagnation in the goddamn universe. You're either growing or you're dying. Why are you choosing to die? Why do you think you're so depressed? Why do you think you're falling off? You chose death. Progression is life. Push yourself. Don't ever let yourself not be your best. Men are fucking built to grind. They're built for fucking war. They're built to fucking hunt. The world is much richer for having the devil in it. As long as we keep our foot on his motherfucking neck. We need positive and negative. There has to be winners and losers. Every motherfucking thing on this planet, it only exists by contrast. The cops are checking you, everything, what's up? And then you roll up to the desk, you do your fingerprints, you're checking in, then you go straight to a cell that has a cage on it. Now you're gonna be sitting in that cell with the cage attached to it all fucking day. You're gonna be in there 10 hours. Now the cops had a fucking bell on the counter, and every time a dude locked it up at the desk, a dude would come up to the desk and just tell him, hey, I don't want to go GP. I don't think I can make it. And then the cops would hit a fucking bell. Ding, got another one. And they'd put them in a different cage. Now all of us are stuck in these other cages. The crazy thing is this motherfucking day, there were some crazy skins in there. Some crazy ass fools from Dago. And the motherfuckers, you know, they knew there was a white Crip. They seen him on the bus and they were ready. This motherfucker, he didn't have a piece. We just came in transport, so he's sharpening up a pencil all crazy, and he waits till he gets ready, and he gets this motherfucker in the neck. First fucking day on reception, just fucking wax this fool. Just puncture holes. Dink, dink, dink. Shit just goes down, and I'm just sitting there like, motherfucker, this is gonna be a long-ass trip, you know? And I'm sitting there in the cages. We eat our fucking sandwiches. Everyone's chopping it up. It's like 125 degrees in this little cell. It's probably fucking 110 outside, you know? And then they finally take you from that cell and they move you to your actual cell. Now you're in your actual cell by yourself. You're gonna be in that actual cell. This is reception right when you get to prison. Everybody asks about what the first day is like in prison. This is it. You roll up to reception, you hop in that little cell with everyone till you're booked, and then you go into your personal cell, and you're in your personal cell for 2 fucking weeks without seeing nobody. You're just chilling in there by yourself. They're just fucking seeing what's going on till they figure out who the fuck you are and where you're going. I remember my first tray in there. It was a chicken fucking enchiladas, and they had green sauce, and all I knew is I ate that shit, and I said, I'm gonna put on some fucking size right now because this shit was real food. In the pen, there's real food. In the county, it's that janky-ass, cheap-ass shit, and I just was like, okay, I'm about to put some size on. I'm gonna put the work in now. We got the food going. So I was pumped at that point. But being in that cell for 2 weeks by myself, someone drew a big old SpongeBob fucking on the wall right there, and it said, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? And I'm just thinking, look at this fucking crazy motherfucker who drew this shit, you know? About 2 weeks later, they finally they get my custody level, they figure out who the fuck I am, my crimes and everything, and they send me to 17 block. 17 block is just walking distance from 16 block. This is on the 4-yard at Donovan. At this time at Donovan, the 4-yard was actually a reception yard. So we're in 17 block, and this is the block where we just kept having fucking problems. First thing first, I get this J-Cat standalone skinhead celly. It means he's a skinhead, but he ain't affiliated. He just calls himself that. And then he fucking we just kept having problems. He was a big ass fool, big old fucking 260 fool who fucking lost a bunch of weight too quick, and he's just all saggy as shit and fucking just did it the wrong way, you know? He was cool at first until like he was a broke ass, and every time I got food I had to feed his ass, and then the motherfucking you know, I would get at the porters. The porters are the people who are serving you the food. They bring you your trays. They bring stuff around. They deliver your food to your cell. And they're the only people out in the day room during reception. Everybody else is just on lockdown until yard gets called and until you're processed, all that shit. But this motherfucker, he was all pissed because I had some peanut butter and I wanted that shit for myself. And I told him, I said, hey, man, you don't get none of this. This is my shit. This is my shit right here. You don't get none, dog. And he just fucking started being a baby about the shit. We start getting into words, and I don't know how it happened, but we just start teeing off on each other. Now this fat ass motherfucker gets me in one of those guillotine chokeholds or whatever, and he has my neck all pushed down. He's pushing on the back of my fucking head, and I'm getting pissed. I'm like, oh shit, motherfucker, you let me out of this shit. I'm gonna fucking kill your ass when you let me out, you fucking fat motherfucker. And then my neighbor, fucking from Captown, fucking Scooby, he hears me in the vent, and he goes, hey, big dog, what's up? He's all, you good over there? What's going down? And I said, hey, Mike's got his fucking titties on my goddamn neck, and he's fucking, as soon as he lets me out of this hold, I'm gonna beat the dog shit out of his fat ass. And he's sitting here, he's pushing on my neck, you know? And I'm just finally, he starts to let me go, and he's like, don't do anything. He's being a bitch about it. I said, nah, the second you let me out, I'm gonna kill your ass. And he fucking finally lets me out, and then, you know, obviously I fire on, pop, 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 just fucking light him up real quick. And then he's just sitting there with the bloody nose and lip, and he's like, dude, is it good? And I'm like, you fucking punk motherfucker, yeah, it's good. In the pen, fools used to get in a fight in the pen, or I would have fools fucking put in work or whatever they're doing. If two dude motherfuckers decided to fight, whoever got hit last and didn't keep fighting is in trouble with me, okay? That just shows that you bitched out. You have to get fully fucking flattened, you know? You have to be flat-backed. You have to be incapacitated before you quit. You should never quit. We never fucking quit. This is the facts, and this is what's bred into all my soldiers and all the people who fucking roll with me. So this is just one instance on this yard where shit was getting fucking stupid. Another fucking instance is when I'm chilling there, and one of the head-ranking skin fools comes up to me. He's from SKS or some shit. It's a white clique of skinheads. And he comes up to me and he goes, hey, you know you got a Jew tatted on you? And I said, motherfucker, I got the king of Jews tatted on me. What's up, dude? What's up, you fat bitch? I'm like, you got a fucking problem? And this fool punked out in front of everybody. He let me straight call him a bitch. He straight punked the fuck out. And I look around and I'm like, oh man, this fool's done. You know, the heads up, the higher ups are gonna have his shit served on him, because you never in prison can ever, as a white dude, let someone call you a punk or a bitch. If a white dude calls you that, or if anybody calls you a punk or a bitch, even if they're halfway joking, you have to fucking fire on them. There is no fucking options. And if you don't, guess what? Like I've said before, you're getting fucking fired on. And that's just the fucking rules. That's just how it is. In the pen, the way we look at it is, if you don't stand up for yourself, we ain't standing up for you either. So you better fucking stand up for yourself, because I have to stand up for you. So you have to stand up for you too. I think it's a fucking awesome way to be. But the main fucking shit was on this yard. There was always fucking drama, and then I finally figured out why, and it was because these fools in the back were always pushing for motherfuckers to bring them shit to the back. So to bring them shit to the back is the shoe. It's the prison inside the prison. And for us out here in the normal population to bring them shit back, they had to make sure some shit happened. So they had to make sure that two white dudes rode on another white dude so that they could get their shit. Did the guy fuck up? Probably. Was it worth him getting took off on to get removed and shit brought back to them? Probably not. But we would stack the dudes up with razor blades, with coffee, with soups, with cosmetics, and make sure that the dudes that are stacked, that are putting in the work for us, they got all the shit on their property, so that when they go back, and obviously some of the shit's hooped, but so when they go back to the back, which is a shoe, they can bring this stuff to the dude. So basically they were a fall man. They got in trouble to go bring some dude his fucking shit who's sitting in the back. That's a fucked up thing. That's why you don't want to put your life in other people's hands who don't give a fuck. They're still just using motherfuckers and throwing them away for their own benefit. And I mean, sometimes the law fits, but these fools are masters of manipulation, so they'll make sure the law fits and benefits them in the end and fucks you over. Sometimes it benefits you, sometimes it fucks you. That's the lottery. But the main fucking aspect was at this fucking yard, everybody was off the hook. So the block kept getting hit. I would always be up early, so I knew when the block was getting hit. How did I know when the block was getting hit? I get up in the morning. I walk over to my motherfucking sink. I press the button once. I go to press it again. Oh shit, motherfucker, I take off because I know the cops are coming in and they're coming in fucking hot. They're gonna be at my window in 10 fucking seconds. There's gonna be 50 of them. They shut the water off so nothing can get fucking dumped down the toilet, nothing can get flushed. So I already know they're coming in. I'm putting everything up. I'm getting everything I gotta get and I'm moving it where it's gotta go. But I mean, was I ready all the time? Most of the time, 100%. But is there shit that's always out that's gotta go up? Yes, sir. Where's it going? You're fucking hooping it. The craziest shit is my neighbor, 2 cells down, they start bringing out the white boys and they're stripping us out. Now this motherfucker, he has a 7-inch banger hanging out his fucking ass when they strip us out. We can see the motherfucker. And we know he's fucked. I could see a plastic bag halfway hanging out. And that was covering the handle of this fucking big ass piece, a big old knife that he hooped. And I mean, to you guys, you're thinking, that's fucking sickening. Who puts a fucking 7-inch knife up their ass? This is the reality of prison. You're not dealing with people who fucking think in the same realm you think. This motherfucker is ready to ride and he can't get caught with that knife. At this point, I'm like 6 years deep into a 10-year term. So I'm sitting on my rack. Everybody's watching Breaking Bad in the day room. In the pen, they love that show. And they come back and they tell me, hey, Wes, Flex is tripping. He wants to rewatch Breaking Bad and we already watched it. Nobody else wants to watch it. He's kind of pushing up. So they come tell me this. So I go in the day room and I go, hey, big dog. And I'm talking to the kid Flex. He's a bigger kid from Orange County. And I go, can you come talk to me real quick? And he just fires on me. Bink, he tries to hit me in the forehead and it kind of just deflects off me. And so I pick him up and I run with him probably like 10 feet, boom, and I dump him down. And then I just, bah, 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 I give him like 3 good ones in his face. And he's just sitting there. He hit his head on the stairs when I dumped him down. And then he's covering up his face. He's like, oh, okay, I'm good. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to uncover your face, bitch. I'm going to move your fucking hands, bitch. And he moves his hands and I just start just digging 2 fingers in his eye like as deep as I could. Just, oh, motherfucker, what? And then it just trademarked his face up. It's just puffy instantly. He's bleeding and shit. And the cops are out the gun tower and they're like, hey, Watson, get off him. And they got the block gun on me. I'm like, chill the fuck out. We're done. And they don't even trip on me. I get no charges or nothing. They just let us fucking resume program. They were lax at this place. They let fights happen all the time. It was a level 2. Fools were banging all the time. It's Thunderdome status. Everybody's in one building. There's fights. The cops ain't even fucking tripping. So then fucking the kid sits on his rack for like 2 weeks. He's trademarked up. His fucking face is all lumped up. People have to bring him his tray. People have to bring him his food, you know. And we end up being cool later, whatever. It's not a big deal. So then the next week, my fucking bunkie goes and tells on me to the dude who has a yard, telling him that I dropped some important shit I shouldn't have dropped. And the dude who has a yard, Dutch, he goes, I don't give a fuck Wes dropped something. I dropped something bigger than what Wes dropped. And he gave it to me, fool. He's all, fuck you telling on your bunkie for? Get the fuck out of here, you know? And then I get called over to where Dutch is at. Dutch got the yard. And then when I show up, I go, what's up, dog? What's up, homie? What's good? And then he goes, why's your bunkie over here telling on you and shit? I said, what? What'd that motherfucker say? So then he tells me, he's all, go handle business. You know what time it is. So I just go back to the building. Everybody's sleeping. And this fool's in his bed. He knows what's up. And I roll up. I said, get up, bitch. I said, get your fucking fat ass up, you little punk. And he fucking wouldn't even get up because he knew what time it was. He couldn't hang with me. I was going to beat the dog shit out of him. And so he ends up calling me some names he shouldn't call me from his back. So then I get on top of him on the rack and I just start thumping on him, you know. And the problem was I knew I was in trouble for this because he's on his back. First off, that's a rule that you can't hit another white man on his back. And then the other rule is that he's sleeping right next to a black. A black is sleeping right next to us. So I was too close to another race when I engaged in this fight. So I knew I was in trouble. I didn't give a fuck. And so I just beat the dog shit out this fool, pound on him a little bit. And then I walk out to the day room. I call my homegirl. I'm like, hey, that package coming, you know? Like, I know I'm about to get in some trouble. So I wanted to make sure my package was coming and shit. And then I see that fool gets up. My bunkie gets up and he's in the mirror checking his fucking makeup like a punk, you know? So I come running from like 20 fucking feet away, and I just kick him in his ribs. Bah! And he fucking rolls over like 2 toilets. And I just flip him over. I kind of threw him halfway in the shower, and I'm just pounding on him. Just, boy, you fucking punk snitch little motherfucking bitch-ass motherfucker. And I'm tripping, you know? Like, I take this shit really seriously. Just like how I take my training out here, how I take the changes of my life. And some people think I'm too amped up. I took that same way, but we ain't going that route no more. It always ends bad. And let me show you how it ended bad for me on this. So I fucking, since I beat both those fools up, or since I beat this fool up next to another race, and I punched him while he was on his back, it was my turn to get DP'd. I knew I was doing that wrong before I started. I knew I was fucked. So then I fucking, you know, my people tell me, hey, Wes, you fucked up. You got to go get your 23 seconds. And guess who these motherfuckers choose? They choose the kid I just beat up in the day room, and then they choose my bunkie that I just beat up. I swore I was going to still whoop on both these motherfuckers. But obviously, it's hard to fight 2 people. So I come back, we push the bunks apart. Everybody's like, damn, Wes is probably going to serve these fools, you know? And I'm thinking it too. I'm thinking, I just beat these fools up one-on-one, easy as fuck. I'm going to beat them up. I'm going to whoop the dog shit out both these fools at the same time, beat the brakes off them, you know? And then we get together, my homies are like fucking watching and shit, making sure it's all good. And then we pull the bunks apart, we're getting the little fucking cage ready. And this is in the pen where we're sliding the bunks apart and fucking, we're making a little ring and shit. And then this fool just drops down and grabs my legs. And then the other fool's just teeing off on me. I couldn't even get a shot off. I couldn't move. He was grabbing my legs, and they just beat the fuck out of me. You know, it was the most humbling shit because they whooped my fucking ass. And I swore I was going to win. I was way stronger than these fools. I easily whooped them one-on-one, but when they both got on me, it was a wrap. And, you know, this was humbling. You know, it just showed me that, once again, I could have talked everybody out of this shit. If I didn't walk in the day room all pumped up with that energy that I came in to the kid about the TV, if I came in with less energy and I brought a little less to that, it would have been fine. But I didn't. I came in all hot. I came in tripping, and that's what initiated the whole thing. And then the thing with my bunkie, I mean, he had been pushing some shit for me for a long time in there, and he was pissed about it because I wasn't paying him like I said I would. And so just even taking advantage of someone in that aspect like I was fucking me over. You know, it wasn't the right thing. I was telling him, yeah, I'll pay you later. We'll pay for those bills later. Keep pushing that shit. Because, you know, I would never touch nothing. I would never see it. But people would do shit for me because I just am that type of motherfucker where I would set shit up and make shit happen. Always have been. I'll never lose that trait. But these are just this is just when an instance goes bad. And all you guys on here wanted me to share a time when I lost, because it's like I'm always saying I'm the baddest motherfucker. Some people think that, but in all reality, I'm not. I'm just telling the facts of what happened, and these are the fucking facts. Have I gone through hell and fucking changed myself because I'm sick of that life? I'm sick of the negativity and I want a positive, better life? Fuck yeah, I have. And that's the main thing I'm trying to push to you guys, is that it's possible to walk the fuck away. It's possible to talk it out. Most people don't want these problems. Most people don't even want to live in that manner they're living. They're kind of just fucking easily influenced, and they're fucking their life up from fucking shitty influence. So me seeing that, I wanted to come out, use my strength, use my stature in the system, and use the fucking drama that I've been through to tell you guys it ain't fucking worth it. I ain't some fucking straight slacking ass motherfucker who came out the system talking about, hey, look how much time I did with no fucking tats and some titties and no fucking muscle. You can tell a lot about how someone did their fucking time by the way they fucking look, and motherfuckers gotta realize that. You have to fucking acquire what you admire, and you can't just tell a story and fucking say you're some motherfucker. We can tell straight up, and that's just what it comes down to. So, I mean, you know, me being around some of the fucking heaviest hitters the whole fucking time I was down, I should have learned a long time ago. And this is 6 years into my sentence. I still didn't learn. I was still being a dipshit, doing dumbass shit, and it still bit me in the ass. I was still looking for easy fucking money. I was still being violent to people. It just was the most foolish shit. It was about at that time when I quit everything. Right after I got my ass whooped like this, I quit everything. I was fucking, You know, there was a time where I was sitting on my rack and I was sad, man. Everybody in the pen, when you get your ass whooped, everyone acts like you got fucking leprosy or something. Motherfuckers just act like they don't even know you once you get your ass whooped. They walk right by you, they're like, it's a fucking weird ass feeling, man. It makes you, you're just thinking like, dude, I want to escape. I want to fucking get the fuck out of here, you know? Like, this is some bullshit. I went from being a hero to a zero in 1 second. And that's how it's going to feel for you when you get busted. When you're out here slanging, you got the Range Rover, you got your G-Wagon, you got your stacks, you're weighing your money, you're pushing packs, you're the fucking man, you're on top of the world. The second that shit goes bad, you're gonna feel just how I felt in there. You're gonna fucking be at the bottom of the barrel. Everyone forgets about you. All that shit you did was for nothing. So now we come out, now we're doing it the right way. We're not gonna let them take it from us. We ain't gonna lose it. And we're gonna validate ourselves through our action, positive action that can't be taken. We're going to work hard in the workouts. We're going to eat better to get our desired result, to enjoy our body and enjoy our lives. And we're going to do business the right way. And we're going to save the money. We're going to really get somewhere. We're really going to invest. This is the road that fucking works. That long view road, that road that's hard, but we don't even say that fucking word. Motherfuckers be saying our hard so goddamn much out here. I just tell them, no wonder you ain't making it. You said hard 6 fucking times in that sentence. It's impossible for you now with that limiting belief system. We don't even get into that shit. Just open up once they got high. And a lot of these fools are just brutal at heart. You could tell they're slightly off, because once they get high, they start telling the war stories. The war stories come out. And my homeboy Charlie Brown from Modesto, man, he never disappointed. One time we were in the cell and we roll up a stick. In the pen, it's called a stick because it's so fucking small. It'll be like $8 and it'll be the tiniest joint you've ever fucking seen. But for some reason, that shit will get you so damn blazed, it's crazy. Now we're sitting in my cell, we blaze this stick. And my boy Charlie Brown, he's like 5'7", like 270, just massive. Just a brick fucking wall, fucking blasted up, old school cat, fucking multiple 10-year terms. And he blazes that joint up and he just goes, Wes. And he always fucks with his glasses, he's always grinding his jaw and shit. And he just starts going into this story about how he caught his first 17 years. And he's like, Wes, I never told you, right? And I'm like, what, dog? What is it? And I'm blazed. I'm like, this is fucking off the charts. This fool's crazy. And he just starts going into how on fucking New Year, on Christmas fucking Eve in Modesto, there was a race riot on the street. And I'm like, damn, dog, on Christmas Eve, there was a race riot on the street. And he goes, yeah. And he's like, I was in the street and I had a machete. I'm like, a fucking machete, full of shit. And he goes, and my mom comes out front. This is Christmas Eve. And my mom's like, Charlie Brown, no. And I fucking hacked this fool in his neck with the straight machete, almost cut the fool's head off. And I end up later in the day getting fucking pulled in on this. And I was looking at a life sentence. Now, this is a crazy OG cat who's always into some drama in the pen and out the pen. The case he was on now, he swore that they planted shit on him, some dope on him, and he caught like another 8 years off of that because his past charges were so bad. In Cali, you get a thing called a prison prior. If you've been to prison before, it doesn't even matter what your charges are. They're gonna double up your current charges just because you've been to prison before. So then another fucking time, so I'm sitting there and I blaze up and I come in the cell with the homie I know, stranger from Rancho, from San Pedro, and he gets blazed. And we blaze up a joint real quick. And he goes, wait, let me get on this next unlock. I'm going to grab my paperwork. And I'm like, okay, dog. And he just starts telling me stories about the murder he got that got him 14 years. And he's like, he pulls out his paperwork. It's like a file like this thick. And he's like, look at this, fool. I had 3 people's IDs that I murked. And then I fucking, the cops caught me with their IDs. They're talking about this other case where I killed this fool. And I'm like, damn, fool, you only got 14 years for murder. I got 10 years for a fucking assault with deadly weapon. That's crazy. But the one thing in Cali is you can never compare 2 cases. So don't even try. They're not the same. It's not the same DA. It's not the same time of year. Everything's fucking different. These are all the things, the variables that change your sentence structure and shit like that. But he's telling me the story about the case, and I'm like, I tell him, you never told me about how you got that shit on your nose, because he shot himself in the fucking face. His nose was like all fucked up. It like was partially blown off. So this is a crazy cat from San Pedro, and that place is a war zone. I don't know about now, but back then when he would tell me about it. So then he's at a Jack-in-the-Box, and his enemies show up. They had like an AR-15, and they lit his car up right by him. Brah, brah, brah. And then fucking he's running, and he has a strap, and he's blasting at him, and he opens the car door to get in the car with the same hand that the strap's in, and he shoots himself in the fucking face. And this is how he got caught on that case. But this was always the craziest shit, is once you got blazed with these fools in there, you would see who they really were. And that was another part that's crazy. Like, you would meet everyone, they're so respectful. In prison, it's the utmost respect. But once shit's about to go down, you truly see in someone's eyes who they are, and you're just like, oh shit, okay, I know why you're here. You're a fucking bad motherfucker. So one of my craziest cellies, this old ass J-Cat motherfucker from Ridgecrest, white boy, had just done 8 years, was out for like 4 months, got caught on a domestic violence when he was out for 4 months, and he didn't even do nothing. We seen his paperwork. Basically, him and his chick got in an argument, and he was so scared that he was gonna get a life sentence that he barricaded himself in his trailer, and they had the fucking helicopter flying around. They had the SWAT team out there, everything, because he's a parolee at the time. But this cat was fucking nuts. He just had one of them mean-ass mugs, and he had one of them long goatees, and he just always mean mugging. And I would just always get on his case, like, man, wipe that shit off your fucking face, man. You're giving off the wrong energy to me. I don't like it, you know. And then this is the same type of cat who I look over my rack. We're in the cell on a mean lockdown, and I look over, and he's writing on his fucking shit. Excuse me, Mom and Dad, this year for my birthday package. And I'm reading this shit, and I go, you fucking straight bitch. Are you seriously fucking writing your parents a letter about your birthday package? You're 52, fool. Grow the fuck up, dude. I just kept having problems with this dude. I mean, he was like the wine cook, so he would always cook some Pruno. And one New Year's Eve, he just gets shit-faced. And he's way too loud in the vent all fucking night, just screaming and hollering. And I go to the window. And the boy who's got the block, Buddy, he fucking signs down to me. He's like, hey, Wes, fucking, what's up with your celly, man? He's all up in the vent, all loud as fuck last night. You know what time it is. Handle business. Make sure that shit looks good so that everyone realizes the homies are pissed and they want it to look bad. So make sure it looks accordingly. So then I just come off the window. He knows what time it is. He's not dumb. He knows he was being a dipshit. He knows I got called to the window to a message about him. And I turn around, I go over there, and I'm like, what's up, dog? I'm like, you know you fucked up. And he can't fuck with me, so he gets in one of these. Like, he's an older cat. He gets in like the old boxing stance, and I'm like, motherfucker. I just go up and I just hold his arms down, I just hit him, and I just fucking, he barely hanging on it there. I give him another one, I just knocked him out. I sat him up in his chair. I gave him a couple more just to make sure it looked good for everyone to see that he got checked hard, you know, because we're on a lockdown. They need to see this shit. Everybody needs to know he got checked because he was bullshitting. In prison, you don't get in the vent because everyone's sleeping. And if you go in the vent and you're talking loud at night, it's massively disrespectful. We don't play that. Every race is sharing that vent. There can be homies there. This is 2 tiers, so there's 4 people sharing that vent, and it's loud. It's nighttime. Motherfuckers are sleeping. Have some damn respect is the way we look at it. We carry a 10 to 10 rule. But so then this is the one time that I served this fool right there, just because he had to get checked. Another fucking time, we were on it was like a 9-month lockdown for a riot that happened, and so we finally come out. The first time we go to the chow hall. Me and him go in. He's got to hook up with one of his homeboys. They give him a fat-ass tray, and I'm sitting there. We're starving. In prison, you're always fucking starving. You're always hungry. People ask how I'm ripped right now. I starved for 10 years and worked out. My body doesn't even know how to put on fat no more. It just fucking knows that, hey, use that shit for muscle. We might starve again for 10 fucking years. You see what I'm saying? But we go into the chow hall, and he gets this massive tray of eggs and all this shit. And then this little homie from Logan is across the table, a little Southside homie. And he's talking to me, and he goes, hey, anybody want these eggs? Because a lot of people don't eat their hard-boiled eggs in the pen. And I'm just about to say, yeah, but I got food in my mouth. And that's one thing you don't do. You don't be spitting food or talking with food in your mouth. You utmost fucking respect in the chow hall. Really calm. Never reaching over someone's food. Never reaching over someone's cup. Never reaching across the table. Then the guy goes, hey, you want these eggs? And I'm trying to get the words out, but there's food in my mouth. And my fucking celly, this J-Cat motherfucker from Ridgecrest, he goes, oh, yeah, I want them. And he's already got this massive tray. And so I look at him and I go, hey, homeboy, did you get enough fucking eggs or what? And he looks at me, he goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, when we get back to the cell, dog, you know what time it is. And he's like, okay. So we get back in the cell. The second we get back in there, he tries to fire on me. He just comes at me with the weakest punch ever. I just flat back him. This is the second time in like 4 months me and this fool have been getting at it. Now fucking this fool Negro from Dago rolls up and he's got some oatmeal cream pies for my celly for the wine he cooks. And he's just all, he looks in the window, he's like, oh shit, Wes, you're a bully, fool. Hey, don't say nothing, I don't want the cops to hear you. And then fucking, I just slide him under the door. So he breaks down the box, slides all the cream pies under the door, slides the box under. I put it like with my bunky shit while he's knocked out. And I mean, I'm just telling you, like, if you ain't okay with fighting and shit, if like violence strikes you as some sort of weird way, like just realize like prison ain't for you, because you're gonna get in a lot of fucking fights. Even my second day in county jail, the motherfucker who had the block was a straight dipshit. And I roll in and they're like, hey, this fool has to get checked. I'm like, okay, I got it. And it's like this short fucking kid and this kid Jeff, and they're like, they got a lot of time ahead of them, but they're acting like fucking they're too badass, and they ain't. They're soft motherfuckers. So I'm like, get the fool in the cell. It's this fool Alan Baker. Alan, if you're watching this, I love you, dog. You had my back when we got to Donovan. Even though I choked your ass out when we were in county. Fuck, man, you're a solid ass motherfucking homeboy. You're this shit. But anyways, county jail, he was fucking up. And then they call him in the cell. I guess he was pushing up trying to get the block. And, you know, Big Dog rolls in. They're like, hey, we need your help. I said, I got you. Hand always stays raised. That's me. It's just how it is. So then we get him in the cell, and I just hem him up, you know, and I'm just holding him. And I'm just choking him. And everyone's like, these dudes are tripping. Like, they wanted to punch him a few times or something. I'm like, no, I got this. And I just choke him till he passes out. And then when he passed out, okay, now. Just give him like 3-4 in the face. I'm like, now he's perfect. Now he's got the marks we need. There's no fight. We're good. Okay, yeah. Everyone saw that he got his fucking shit handed to him. Done. They're like, is he gonna wake up? Are you sure? I'm like, shut the fuck up. I kick him in his head and he starts coming to. I'm like, he's fine, dude. He'll be good in 10 fucking minutes. But like, these levels of violence are nothing. Like, the first couple fucking days on the 4-yard, the homies are whacking fools left and right. Left and right. Every fucking day. Someone fucks up on the $150 sale. Someone fucks up on the $300 sale. Pop, 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 pop. They're just getting them. And then the cops come out, hit the motherfuckers with their clubs, spray the motherfucker, yard down. You sit there for 4 hours on your stomach in the heat. And that's it. You end up getting so fucking comfortable with violence, you just get sick of it like me. Like, now I can't even watch fucking MMA, can't even watch people fighting. I don't even like when people glorify fighting. I'm like, what is so fucking cool about that? I really think people who glorify violence have never seen it, really. They've never been part of it. Because if you've really been part of some of the sick-ass violence I've seen, you just don't even care for it no more. I've seen these northerners at a fucking level 2, at fucking Delano, just massacre this fool. They rode his fucking body down the metal stairs. Like, they were poking the shit out of him upstairs. They all took it to the stairs, and they basically fell down him on top of the dude. Thump, 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 down the stairs. They all rolled, and then continued poking the shit out of him at the bottom. We're just like, Jesus Christ. Someone's getting a life sentence. That dude's dead. And everyone always asks, how many people die? Everybody fucking probably dies. You don't hear about it. You're not going to get on your phone when you have barely any time to call your chick or your friends and Google, did Jorge Sampson die? No, you're not going to do that. Like, people might tell you, hey, that fool died, or you might hear about it on the news or something. They don't even put that shit on the fucking news unless it's a cop that gets whacked or a cop that gets busted bringing some shit in. They don't talk about the shit that happens in the pen. My homie fucking Manny, this is one of the biggest things. When I ran into Manny from OC, no tats. He told his grandma he wouldn't get none. He did 11 years in the shoe. He'd been down like 16 years. His knee was all fucked up. I'm like, hey, Manny, how'd your knee get so fucked up? The gunner was shooting for another motherfucker's head during a riot, blew his fucking knee to smithereens, just dusted that knee, and he had to get surgery after surgery after surgery on that shit because that Mini 14 turned his knee to fucking shrapnel. Now, that fucking dude said something that'll stick with me till the day I fucking die. Thank you, Manny. Thank you. Because he fucking told me. Man, Wes, I got 17 years. Everybody told me the time will fly, Manny. Don't worry, it's gonna fly by. And I always told them from the first day, I don't want any fucking day of my life. When I was 14 or 15, I was like, fuck this, I need to get this shit for free. So obviously the natural progression was to start slanging. So then I get myself like a 1/4 ounce. I still remember it till this day. I had a little like clear box with each gram in it. I thought I was doing big things. I bought it for like 70 bucks. I was gonna make 140 off it. Back then a gram of fucking chronic was like 20 bucks. So then, you know, I just start pushing weight, slowly moving up the ladder, selling ounces, selling pounds, and then it moved on to about 20 pounds. And once I got to that level, I met some connects that said, hey, why don't you approach the people you know who get some big packs, and you can give them packs, and you could get a big fucking, you get a big ass shipment, a big ass load, I got you. So at this point, my boy, he fronted me like 100 pounds. It was some BC weed, and it was like the hash plants, the juicies, the juicy fruits, and the fucking, just the normal BC fucking that came in the vacuum seal bags. That shit would come out one big nugget. Psh, you just put it in a trash can to weigh it. I'd tar a trash can on top of like a mailing scale, and then I just put the big old fucking, the whole pound in there, boom. And I'd be like, oh, 448. Most of the time they were like 6 grams over, so I would take the extra. And after going through 100 or 200 pounds like that, that could tend to be a lot of money. But so I was slanging, I was hustling, I was pushing weight. And first thing I bought was like a Chevy Z71 Silverado, my first truck. I had a PlayStation in it, TVs, the whole nine. I spent about $50,000 on it. And then I had it for like 6 months, and I was like, fuck this, and I went and bought the Escalade. I thought I was real cool at this time. I was validating myself with my possessions. I grew up lower middle class. We always had problems with bills. We were never super poor or nothing, but we just had problems making it every month. So like my goal was to not hear about money problems and to fucking get myself where I needed to be, get my family where we needed to be. So I started hustling. At this point, I'm making about 20 grand, 40 grand a week, blowing it like an idiot, like a fucking kid who just got some money, very low financial maturity. And I go get an Escalade, I put some rims on it. Now I think I'm really doing it, because at that time, that's what all the rappers had and all the big dogs had. But this lasted for a while. I would live with my girlfriend in Encinitas, and we would, you know, I'd pick up some big ass shipments and then middleman them. I'd also middleman AZ pounds from out of state, and then I would middleman the ODs coming from Northern Cal. But it all just ended bad. Like anything we don't earn, anything that comes from ill-gotten means, then it's always going to end up a curse instead of a blessing. And people are like, how can weed be ill-gotten means? I mean, it just, in all reality, it's not the most beneficial for everyone's progression. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to agree with that. I've smoked weed, I've not smoked weed, and I guess it's good for some people, but imagine the dude who's just smoking to get by mentally, and he don't really have the money, and he's spending all his money on that shit. It's just not the best. But the main aspect of it is when you're pushing weight like I was, violence comes along with that shit. So when you're pushing 150 packs, 200 packs, I mean, there's a lot of money involved, and once the money is involved, then the violence comes along. So this is why mainly weed's detrimental. I don't see a problem with it if you were growing your own weed and smoking it just to feel good and calm down and relax. That's cool. But once there's large amounts of money involved, it just becomes a problem. That's just how crime will always be. So don't get mistaken when you get up in that you're gonna fucking have a situation like me arise. So my situation was that you know, someone fronted someone, some violence happened, motherfucker got his wig split, and then all of a sudden 8 months later I get picked up by the US Marshals. I get charged with assault, great bodily injury with a deadly weapon. I get charged with robbery in the first degree. I get charged with burglary in the first degree. I get charged with battery with serious bodily injury. And I mean, these were serious charges. They're all strikes. This was when I started, this was at the end of everything, but all through that time, I was living like a dipshit. I was popping bottles, I was drinking, I was hooking up with women, I was doing all the shit that I'm against today. And the only reason I'm against it today is because I really looked inside and I saw about how it made me feel, and I know there was negativity attached to all that because of the regret that ensued after these acts. So I go hook up with a random chick, and obviously I feel like shit after. And why would I feel like shit? Because she probably had more feelings for me than I did for her. And when we start fucking with people's hearts, this is when we build up karmic debt. And then it also goes along with when you're pushing up on people to pay you and, you know, they really don't have the money, shit like that. You're building up karmic debt by just putting out that negativity in the universe. And this is always going to come from ill-gotten means or just acting in the wrong manner, acting out of our conscience, acting out of the golden rule, because in all reality, these are two different situations. But going and hooking up with people, like, flip that around. Like, what if you really fell for that chick and she was just using you? I mean, that's why I don't do that no more, because I feel like if I ever want real love, I have to fucking treat the sanctity of love with respect and not build up karmic debt in that area. These are just ways that I feel now, and I totally believe in the laws of the universe to the fullest because I've seen them happen so much. But along back to the slanging, I mean, we were pushing weight. We'd go snowboarding. We had dope-ass pads. One of my pads was like 1.6 mil. I had a fucking barbecue, a pool with a kegerator. I had a game room, stand-up video, fucking arcade games. People would be at my house. I wouldn't even know who they were. And it was like a 5,000 square foot home in Encinitas. And I would just come down like with like no shirt on, like my pants like fucking falling off. Like I was just a mess. Like I just wasn't put together. I was doing shit I shouldn't, drugs I shouldn't, drinking too much, and just throwing away my potential, chasing pleasure 24/7, which always, there is no end to that. When we perpetual pleasure chase, we totally take away the power of the moment. So since I got my money through ill-gotten means, I could be at the nicest place and not even enjoy it. But now, since I went and sat down for a while, since I really look inside and I look for the deeper meaning and shit, I withdraw from pleasure a lot so that when I go do these things, it has much more power, has a more profound effect, and it just feels greater. And I know I'm kind of, I'm kind of the person who will take everything to the extreme, so I have to limit myself. So the hustling turned into the crime turned into the large amount of prison time, and that's how a normal weed smoking, drinking, San Diego kid who's a skater, surfer, snowboarder can end up in the pen for 10 years. If you think it can't happen to you, you're greatly mistaken, because I know all of you guys have been at a bar and a motherfucker's talking shit, or he grabs your chick's ass and you blast that fool. I know you have. That'll catch you 5. Once you get that 5, you go in, you put in some work, you catch another 5. It's just how it is. Nobody gives a fuck if you have a perfect life on the street. Nobody gives a fuck if you got a daughter. Yeah, they care. They want you to make it out, but once you land in the penitentiary, your allegiance is gonna be to your race, and that's it. Or you can go PC and have a fucking straight punk as a celly, and he probably will like you. And if you're into that type of shit, whatever. We're not even gonna speak on that. But the main fucking point that I always want to come across is there's a right way to do it. There's a right way to do it. It's going to be the long way. It's going to be the harder way, but it's going to be the way that your intuition is telling you. Because that whole time I was pushing that way. When I bought that Range Rover, when I was pushing around on the white on white Rover with the crazy watch on, with a bunch of money in my car, thinking I was a shit, I knew in my conscience that one day they were going to come knocking at my door and I was going to do a lot of time. I almost just already was living in a manner that was self-destructive because I knew it would end. So basically, when we make money our God, it will plague us like the devil. Self-validation coming from monetary possessions, coming from slanging, only want to be noticed that you can make money. This is going to bring around all the wrong people. Trust me, it happened to me tenfold. I would only have people that wanted to go spend a bunch of money at the club. Once all the money was gone, I'm sitting there alone at my house at night. It would be women that were strippers and stuff like that, and they just had the wrong intentions and the wrong view on life. I mean, that doesn't mean they're bad people, but at that time, they weren't in the stage of growth that I needed, nor was I. But I mean, we're all growing, we're all learning. It's all a process that must take place. This is why I'm going to sit here today and tell you, if your intuition's telling you to step out of this process already, that's a warning. That's a warning that something bad's going to happen. So step out of this process. Make sure you don't have to go through it like me. Your conscience is guiding you every fucking step of the way. It's telling you, hey, not today, man. Don't do that. Maybe you should get out of this business. Maybe you should get out of this lifestyle. Motherfuckers die when they don't get out. Motherfuckers get their lives taken all the fucking time for big ass packs. There were fucking times where if a motherfucker had a shitload of work, I know fools who would just go up in there and didn't care if the fool lived or died. Luckily, in the weed game, most people would just give their shit up. You don't want that shit. There's people who are fucking, they got their back against the wall. They have no other option. They're just grimy, and they're gonna come take your shit. And I mean, how do I know? It's because I've been on the other side of all this. So just don't think you're fucking an exception to the rule when it comes to doing a gang of time, getting your fucking head blown off, or fucking just getting... I know a motherfucker who got tied up over like 5 pounds. They tied his ass up and they filleted all his tattoos off while he was tied to a chair over fucking 5 pounds. And then he fucking wouldn't even tell on him when he barely made it out. Like, he fucking ran through a upstairs glass window while fucking tied to a electric fucking, they had an electric cord around him to a chair, his legs and shit, and they cut all his tattoos off. They were gonna kill his ass, and he ran through a glass window with the chair attached to him off like a balcony, and he barely fucking lived. This fool ended up getting some time even for that happening to him. This is how fucked it is. Because he wouldn't tell on no one, he wouldn't snitch or nothing, and these other cats ended up getting busted.